My name is Judence Kayitesi. I'm from Rwanda. Since 2010, I have been living in Germany, where I reached after surviving the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. I am a mother of 3 wonderful children, and I'm here today to share with you what I have experienced throughout my life, which is part of my first book, A Broken Life, which is the title of my English version, and Eine zerbrochenes Leben, the German version. I would like to read a few pages of my book. On 13 April 1994, at around 11, soldiers and military men came to the mosque. Normally, the houseboy brought our food around 11:30. So I waited for the food. I didn't have a breakfast, so I was hungry. We never had breakfast while we are at the mosque. The houseboy came only once a day to bring us food. I heard gunshot. Everyone in the mosque went to see their family. I went to my aunt and head into her dress. I thought, what are they going to do? What will happen? The soldiers and military came into the mosque. They told us to go outside, and all the people from the mosque went outside. There, the armed men said, all the Hutu go to this side, the Tutsi go other side. My aunt said to me in rush voice, go to the Hutu side. I didn't know why, so I went to the Hutu side. One of the military men came and looked at us. The people on the side or the Tutsi side were crying and scared. On the Hutu side, they were also scared, but nobody was crying. The soldiers look at the people on the Hutu side. One asked me, where are your parents? And I said, I don't know where my parents are. I'm here with my aunt. The soldiers asked me further, why are you here but your aunt is on the other side? I said, I don't know. Then he asked my aunt, why did you send her to this side? How can she be Hutu when the aunt is on the Tutsi side? My aunt told him that my father was a Hutu and that I had just visited her and her family. He took one of my hands, looked at it, and then said, no, go to the Tutsi side. I was scared, but also happy because I could return to my aunt and be with her. One of the military said, oh, Hutu, go home, oh, Tutsi, follow me. As we left the mosque, the soldiers and military men forced us to go through a bridge they had created in the fence on the back side instead of going to the main street that passes in front of the mosque. They formed 2 rows of soldiers and military men so that no one could escape. So we walked through a sort of corridor of soldiers and military men to the street behind the mosque in the Kivugiza. I walked next to one of the soldiers and said to him, but we are waiting for the houseboy. He will bring us lunch. I'm so hungry. I also asked him, where are we going? He said to me in a loving voice, we are taking you to prison, you and your aunt. But I asked, why are you taking us to prison? How can you bring children to prison? And who will bring us the food? He did not answer me. We talked normally, but I felt like I wanted to hide somewhere. When he stopped answering me, I asked, "Why did you decide to be a soldier?" So he said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Leave me alone." And then he left. I was confused and afraid. Then we reached a house with a large compound surrounded by hedge. The soldiers ordered the people to sit down. It was the only way to control this huge crowd. Some people started asking questions. One soldier said, "We are waiting for buses to take you to prison." Then one of the soldiers shouted, "Sit down, sit down." On the second shooting, he shot a boy who was then around 13 years old in the mouth. He was standing and holding hands with a girl of his age. He fell down and dragged the girl with him in his fall. The boy died on the spot. He was the first person to be killed in front of my eyes. Everyone sat down. Many people stayed outside and some were instructed to go inside the house. People were crying, but nobody said a word. I was so scared. When we entered the house, I saw that there was a blue couch where 3 people could sit. I was a bit relieved. I finally wanted to rest and lie down on the couch after sleeping on the floor in the mosque for so many nights. So I lied down on the couch. The other people behaved as if they had gone crazy. Some tried to hide somewhere, for example, under the table, under the couch. I didn't actually understand. I thought, why do we have to go to prison? Are we just waiting here for the bus to take us to prison? Why are people so crazy? Over all those musing, I closed my eyes and dozed off. Then suddenly, I heard a lot of gunshots and people crying outside. When I opened my eyes and lifted my hands, I saw one of my aunt's neighbor, a man about 25 years old, with a machete in his hand. He looked different from usual. I tried to make myself known to him, even tried to smile. He should recognize me. After all, he was my aunt's neighbor, or was he just joking? There was another man holding a big wood club and many military men. They came through to the door, and then men with the wood crowd started hitting my arm, but I did not feel any pain. I looked at the neighbor and thought that he must recognize me and that maybe I could ask him why the other man injured me. But when I looked at his face and noticed how angry he was, I knew I would not get any answer from him. I heard more gunshots and women and children crying and screaming outside, and I quickly lied back on the couch and covered my face with my hands. But I could still see through my fingers what the neighbor was doing. When I saw him holding up his machete and hitting me with it, I closed my eyes. I thought I was going to die. Then I felt nothing more. I didn't feel any pain either, and I don't know what happened next because everything was dark. The next thing I remember was that my cousin came Then the one who was the same age as me, she struck me and slapped me my hands. She called my name. When I opened my eyes, I saw that I was lying under the table in the lounge. I couldn't remember how I had got there because a chair was lying on the top of me. I felt something heavy on my head and thought, maybe I have already died. I asked myself what happened. Then I pinched myself to see if I could feel a pain. If so, that means I hadn't died yet, and I felt the pain, so I was still alive. Thank you very much for listening. During my writing journey, recording back what happened to me during the genocide against the Tutsi was not easy. Flashbacks, blood smell, the noise of people who are crying, image of tortured women I had seen during that time were a hurting memory. However, after finishing this book, I was relieved. I am grateful to the therapists who accompanied me along this journey because they enable me to think about it as a story that belongs to my past and not my present life. Writing a book is always a challenging task. So sharing testimony as a survivor. After my book became published, I was comforted to see what happened to me and my people being known by many. Receiving messages from friends, family, and those who have read my book, enabled to think that the names of my loved ones will never forgotten. Different people, survivor and no survivor, who shared to me how many books helped them to overcome psychological wounds from their life experience, made this book a source of hope to many. I now feel happy that this book not only helps me, but also it inspired many others who have or who will read it one day. Let me hope that you have or you will read my book one day, because I think that it is through reading and writing that story of genocide against Tutsi in Rwanda will be known by many. Enabling them to understand the challenges that survivors inherited and get inspired throughout their stories of life. This helps us all to keep the memory, eradicating, deny, and draw reason from the genocide against Tutsi to build a peaceful future of humanity. If you would like to read my book or to invite me to speak in your gatherings, I will be happy to connect it with you. View my Facebook, where I use my name, Judence Kayitesi, on Twitter and Instagram, where I use Judence Kayitesi. You can find the link on this video below. Thank you very much. May God bless you.